Let's talk to the man. A man that has guided this Aztecs football team to their first 7-0 start since he and I were in high school. That's how long it's been since the Aztecs were 7-0 to start a season. Brady Hoke is joining us right now. Coach, good morning. How are you?
Doing great, Steve. How are you?
Doing great, Coach. By the way, the Brady Hoke Report is sponsored by Sunroads Kearney Mesa Hyundai, just minutes away from anywhere in San Diego. Well, congratulations, Coach. Any road victory in conference play is impressive. But this game against Air Force, especially coming off a road game the previous week against San Jose State, even more impressive. Let's get right to it. The big storyline going into this game was Air Force had the number one rushing offense in the country, averaging almost 335 yards a game. You guys had the number one rushing defense in the country. You held them under 200 yards rushing. Let's talk about how you got that done and what that just meant to you and what that showed you about your defense.
Well, I think this, we knew this would be a hard-fought game. We knew that it would take all three areas, the defense, the offense, and the special teams. And, defensively, I thought Coach Maddox and the defensive staff really had a nice plan. I think there were enough different change-ups to try and keep a quarterback a little bit in the triple option under control and confused. But the guys, at the end of the day, I tell our guys ran to the football, did a great job of executing what we wanted to execute, and really they played hard and played physical. Jonah Tavai and Cam Thomas and Keyshawn Banks, you're talking about guys taking up blocks and hitting the fullback about every play. They did a heck of a job. So it was really, from a defensive standpoint, all 11 did a great job. From a team standpoint, all three phases really did a nice job.
You guys were dominating this game. It was 20-0 after you score in the third quarter. And then Air Force got a break. They got a touchdown on a play that shouldn't have been a touchdown. It was actually ruled an incomplete pass on a fourth down call, and the call was overturned and ruled a touchdown. What did you see on that play, Coach?
Well, I think you and I saw it the same way. I thought that there wasn't possession, and that I thought it was an incomplete pass. Stop on fourth down and, take the ball the other way. But I guess we were wrong.
Well, I don't think we were wrong. By the way, have you sent that video to the conference for a look-see?
Oh, they're very well aware of what happened on that play.
All right, let's talk about your running game right now. Do you have an update on Greg Bell?
Yeah, Greg's fine. I mean, look, we got good backs, and you miss some time in practice, and other guys are out there. You want to make sure that you're being a team, and so part of that is we got a lot of confidence in Chance Jordan and Keegan, and really. Those guys have done a great job, and Greg's fine. He's doing great.
You decided to go with Lucas Johnson as your quarterback in this game. He only had 2 incomplete passes, obviously not a lot of yardage out of your passing game. Evaluate his performance.
Well, I think he played better in the second half than the first half. I think he got his feet underneath him a little bit better. I do think, when you look at the execution of what we wanted as a team win and what we wanted to accomplish, we wanted a time of possession. We wanted to win win in turnovers, field position, and we did those things, and that's why we won the game. You're talking about, they had been averaging, Steve, almost 39 minutes a game of time of possession, and we win the time of possession with 31 minutes, and keeping the ball out of that offense's hands one thing we wanted to make sure we did. I can't say enough about Matt Ariza and some of the things he's done, from a special teams standpoint. And I think the other thing, too, is, we were really good on third down defensively. I mean, they were 4-16, and 3rd and 9 or longer 4 times during that time. And then, I talked about field position, and this is all part of the master plan as a staff, and putting a game plan to win together. And, our offense, 33 of our 52 offensive plays were in their territory. So, that field, possession and field position, Steve, is huge.
Well, you mentioned Matt Ariza. You might as well just hand him the Ray Guy Award right now, mid-season. I mean, to put some numbers in perspective, Coach, he already has 14 punts this season of 60 or more yards. That has already tied the FBS record for a season. Braden Mann of A&M back in 2018. And if you guys get to the conference championship game and a bowl game, you're only halfway through the season, and he's already got that record. The 81-yard punt traveled 84 yards in the air. That's insane. I'm Coach, you've been around this game a long time. He's averaging 54 yards a punt. He's going to shatter every record at the rate he's going right now. Matt's always been great, but what is going on here? The whole world's taking notice. Like, what is going on with Ariza there at San Diego State?
Well, number one, Matt, he's and I've said this before, but sometimes we have an impression of what a kicker is, and Matt is not that. He is a guy who, in the weight room, he goes in there and kills it. The conditioning parts of the summer and the winter, he gets after it there. I think he's obviously Doug has done a really fantastic job with him when you look at the different fundamentals and techniques. And, I can't tell you how much Matt's toughness is what separates him from a lot of other guys who punt or kick the ball.
And it seems effortless. It's unbelievable what he's been doing so far this season. By the way, one quick note, and I know you're not going to comment on it because you always say it doesn't really matter, but we're getting a little sick and tired of the lack of respect in these polls right now. I assumed, obviously, as a road dog at Air Force against a 6-1 team. By the way, you guys got some hype on ESPN Game Day. It was the matchup of the two best combined records on the Saturday. Bill Walton showing some love, his San Diego love, throwing it at the Aztecs out there, and you go up one spot on the AP poll.
Well, first off, you got to love Bill Walton. That guy, I was ready to get my tie-dye on because I love Bill. I mean, he's something else. He's proud of San Diego. And,
he is.
That's awesome. But, we've got our goals are huge. We want to win the conference championship. And to do that, we got to focus on what's next. And I hate to tell you, what's next is a really, really good Fresno State team and a very complementary team that offensively and defensively they play so well together. They beat Nevada last week, in a really highly contested ball game. But this is a really good football team when you look at where they are offensively and defensively within the league, and then also nationally.
Yeah, absolutely. And, when you talk about Fresno State, this has been such a great rivalry over the years, Coach, and they are just chomping at the bit to knock off an undefeated San Diego State team. What are some of the biggest challenges you look ahead to this Fresno State team? You know them well. What are going to be some of the big challenges to take them down and continue your undefeated ways?
Yeah, well, I think, it's hard to pinpoint one thing because I think they're equally as good offensively as they are defensively. they're second in the country for tackles for a loss, 16th for sacks. Their passing efficiency is out of this world. They're ninth or 11th, I believe, in total offense. Their quarterback, Hayner, transferred from Washington, really good football player. Nice set of receivers and a tight end. The receivers are very athletic, can really take the top off it. And then, like I said, defensively, I think they're physical up front. They're well coached. This is the best football team we'll play. I can tell you right now.
Yeah, you mentioned Jake Hayner, and I watched him do a number on my UCLA Bruins. Unbelievable. Not just the numbers, but you talk about a gutty performer. I mean, this guy is going to give everything he has, every ounce of energy to lead the Bulldogs in this game. When you have a quarterback like that, where you feel like, man, we can knock this guy down, and he just keeps getting up and coming at you, what kind of challenge does that kind of a quarterback present for your defense?
It's huge. Two things. He's really accurate. When you watch him throw the football and his accuracy on targeting the guys he wants to throw it to. And then the other thing, which Steve, you hate, is he can extend plays. Mm-hmm. He's athletic and maybe not as athletic as some other guys, but with what they do with him within this offense, it's really well done, and he does a great job of controlling what they're doing.
All right, so, Coach, I mentioned at the top, first time the Aztecs have been 7-0 since 1975. You and I were in high school, starting our senior year that year. Oh, do you have memories of that? I mean, when we go back to – if I were to go back, okay, and Brady Hoke 1975, what kind of Brady Hoke? Are Dazed and Confused? I mean, the movie that was sort of our era. What was Brady Hoke like in 1975?
Well, I had those, bell bottoms. You had to have a pair of those. Mm-hmm. And those shoes that were like they have the high wooden heel.
Yep.
But and I went to see Jaws.
Yes, Jaws was the movie in 1975. Absolutely. Great stuff, Coach. Congratulations again. Congratulate all the team, your coaches, everyone with the football program. And we say this every time we have a home game here. This is a huge game. Fresno State is a big-time opponent with a big-time quarterback. This is going to be a very competitive game. Get your tickets. Go Aztecs.com. Get out there. Support this team. Undefeated. One of the top teams in the nation. Only 9 undefeated teams left out of 130 in the FBS, and we got one right here in San Diego. Thanks to the players. Thanks to the coaches. Thanks to this man, Brady Hoke. Coach, we wish you all the best this week against Fresno State.
Hey, Steve, thank you, and I appreciate you saying those kind words. We need the support. They're going to have a bunch of people. You know that, and I know that, coming from the Valley. So we'd love to have Aztec Nation show up, and we're going to play our hearts off.
You will indeed. Coach, all the best. Thanks so much.
Thanks.